100 years of the Bank of Albania. A century of stability, development and trust.
Throughout Albanian history, an institution has stood as a pillar of economic sovereignty, a guarantor of financial stability, and symbol of public confidence in the national currency, the Bank of Albania.
100 years ago, in 1925, in an Albania that had just emerged from statehood efforts, the National Bank of Albania was founded. It was the first institution to put into circulation the national currency, the golden franc, and then the lek, laying the foundations for a modern, stable, and sovereign financial system.
This bank, created on the basis of an Italian-Albanian agreement, received full issuing and financial supervision powers, serving simultaneously as a state and commercial bank. At that time, a national currency was more than a medium of exchange. It was a symbol of faith in the new Albanian state.
But the path was not easy. World War II interrupted development, and the communist regime nationalized the bank in 1945, turning it into an instrument of socialist planning, far from the classic model of a central bank.
Only after 1992, after the fall of the communist system, the Bank of Albania did regain its identity and mission. It was transformed into an independent institution whose objective was to maintain price stability and guarantee the country's monetary and financial stability. In function of this mission, the Bank of Albania built and consolidated an independent monetary policy, using a series of contemporary instruments: the key interest rate to guide inflation, open market operations to manage liquidity, minimum reserve requirements to influence lending, and a flexible exchange rate regime to absorb external shocks. In addition to monetary functions, it became a regulator and supervisor of the banking system, guaranteeing Albanian savings and ensuring that banks operate according to standards of good governance, liquidity, and risk management. The Bank of Albania has very successfully maintained financial stability at the most critical moments of transition, guaranteeing the continuity of the financial system and national monetary wealth. In recent decades, the Bank of Albania has played a key role in the European integration process, embracing structural reforms, harmonizing financial legislation with European Union standards, and strengthening institutional capacities in line with the Euro system.
One of the major achievements is Albania's inclusion in the European SEPA payment system, finalized last October 2025. Precisely on its 100th anniversary.
This moment will include Albania in the European Payments Network, giving citizens and businesses easier and more efficient access to international markets.
With a professional staff of around 500 employees and under the leadership of a supervisory council with high integrity, the Bank of Albania has transformed into a modern institution that operates with high transparency, efficiency, and responsibility. Another essential dimension is the increase in transparency and communication of the bank with the public. Fast, professional, and understandable communication has enabled an open dialogue with the general public, decision makers, and the media. In the era of the information society, the Bank of Albania has built a communication model through which the message reaches the public quickly, maximizing credibility with individuals, families, enterprises, and international partners.
Through periodic reports, public statements, scientific research publications, financial education strategy, and clarity in monetary policy stances, the Bank of Albania has become one of the most respected institutions in the country's public life, a source of stability, prudence, and long-term vision.
The Bank of Albania, it is not just a financial institution, is a symbol of stability, a shield against crises, and a force that pushes Albania forward towards a new era of prosperity and economic power.
Banka e Shqipërisë nuk është thjesht një institucion financiar, është një simbol i qëndrueshmërisë, një mburoj ndaj krizave dhe një forcë që e shtyn Shqipërinë përpara drejt një epoke të re të prosperitetit dhe fuqisë ekonomike. Në 100 vjet histori shumë çka ka ndryshuar, por një gjë mbetet e pandryshuar: nevoja për një bankë qendrore të fortë, të pavarur dhe vizionare.
Stability is our keyword.